This episode filmed live before a studio audience.
Oh crap, are you recording?
It's been recording this whole time.
Yes.
The little voice you hear in the background is my beautiful, adorable, and teething goddaughter. You might notice this doesn't look like my parents' house. Well, you'd be very observant. You're correct. It's not my parents' house. It's my best friend's house. And, you know, when your buddy tells you he's getting married, you hope that you're going to get along with his wife. Well, fortunately and unfortunately for him, my best friend married my sister from another mister. This is the lovely Chrissy, the author behind the blog Cook Now, Wine Later.
Yep, that's it.
And also a foodie like me, likes playing out with new recipes. And so I told her about this project. She was like, I'm in, how many recipes can I cook with you? And I'm like, how many do you want? So today is Meatless Friday. It's the second to last Friday in Lent.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been pretty decent about keeping to it, which is, you know me, is ridiculously tough for a carnivore like me.
Yep.
This is gonna air Palm Sunday, which means you can still try this recipe out on Good Friday or just any day that you feel like being meatless. So this is Fettuccine Primavera, quite literally spring pasta. Page 97 of the Sopranos Family Cookbook. It's springtime here on the Central Coast. I see snow still in the news in other parts of the country. Sucks to be you, but for us, it's great. I'm actually boiling up, and I don't know if you can see the sweat on me because it's that hot in here. Or it's just you, girl.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's us.
Anyways, springtime, all these great vegetables are coming into produce. Here on the Central Coast, we're really big on broccoli, and this recipe calls for broccoli, so that's a win for us. You know what? I didn't get the peas out. So, you know me, I try to do things as nice and as Food Networky as possible. I'm not a professional chef. I have worked in the kitchen quite a few times, but it was usually as the dishwasher busboy. So the ingredients this week, I'm actually doing a double batch, but the ingredients are chopped onion, nature's tear gas, carrots, just the tip portion of the asparagus, some little broccoli florets.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can't pronounce some things. A whole bunch of fresh basil leaves chopped up into ribbons, and Parmesan cheese, freshly grated. And here's where the book cheated, and I was like, oh, I'll take that cheat. They said it's okay to use frozen peas. So there's some frozen peas for us. You're also gonna use heavy cream for the sauce. Now, if you're thinking, really, just the tips of the asparagus? Like, that's kind of a waste. Chrissy thought the exact same thing. So we're not gonna waste. She went ahead and did this, which you wanna explain?
Took the rest of the asparagus spears, a little bit of olive oil. This is the rosemary olive oil from a local Santa Barbara company, El Fustino. Not sponsored. With salt, pepper, and just a little bit of Parmesan.
Easy. Just use good ingredients and go from there. And we had also not sponsored, but I thought it was really funny. We're drinking wines that match us. I'm drinking a San Antonio red, and she's drinking a Santa Cristina blend, imported from Italy. So over here, we got the water boiling. I haven't checked on it in a while because things were happening.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. I'll go ahead and explain. So what we're gonna do is bring the water to boil, and in that large pot, did we add salt?
I added salt.
Okay, add salt, and then we're gonna put the broccoli and the asparagus in there until they are nice and tender. We're gonna then scoop them out in a saucepan big enough for the amount of pasta you're gonna use. Like I said, I'm doubling the recipe, which means 2 pounds of pasta. Also, the book does say use fresh fettuccine. We both had long days of work, dealing with a teething kid. I was not about to make fresh pasta today. Sorry, but I'll make another video, and when that happens, I'll put the link in the description. So we're just using store-bought Barilla Fettuccine, and a saucepan big enough to hold all the pasta. We're going to then, it's kind of like a multitasking project. This seems a lot more complicated than it really is, but basically, cook the veggies until they're done, then cook the sauce, and then cook the pasta in the veggie water. Part of the reason why they're calling for fresh pasta is because I'm not gonna explain it anywhere near as well as Alton Brown, but essentially when pasta is still like fresh and uncooked before it's dried, it's still more absorbent, spongy. So when you are using the same water that you cooked all the vegetables in, it's going to seep in some of that veggie flavor that was left in the water that got boiled out. So that's the reasoning behind that.
Nice.
We're going to hope for the best with the store-bought stuff, but that's why you reuse the water. Plus, we're in California, we need to be reusing all the water we can.
Cheers to that.
Tall and tan and young and
Maybe we could do that lobster one with shrimp.
I'm down for that. You're okay from steering away that
Huh?
from the original?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My whole thing with this project is cooking is about having fun in the kitchen.
I like it.
So
I like it. Yeah.
I guarantee that timer is gonna go off while I am mid-sentence.
And then we're
It's
not
gonna be
figure out
hilarious.
how to like stop it. Oh,
We've been boozing it up. The
salud.
water is boiled now. I'm forgetting words.
Means it's good wine. It's fine. It's fine.
Looking at the recipe, broccoli and the asparagus. Now, the book said go ahead and cook it in there and then just like scoop it out with the strainer. We decided we're gonna cheat and we're gonna use,
That's hot. I'm not gonna touch that more.
what is it?
Colander steamer.
A
thing.
colander steamer thing.
Alright, how long does that need to boil?
1 minute, it says.
1 minute. All right.
With a small sieve, scoop out the vegetables and drain them well. Leave the water boiling in the pot. In a skillet large enough to hold the cooked fettuccine, melt the butter. So we need to get this to going. A couple weeks ago on my Facebook page, I posted a link to an article about common mistakes that amateur, in-home, rookie, beginner chefs, cooks make. And one of them is putting things in to the pan before the pan is ready for them. All right, I'm gonna turn it down a little because I'm not trying to fry the butter, I'm just trying to melt it.
I do want to say though, if you're going from a life of non-stick pans, which don't get me wrong, not gonna knock a good non-stick pan. However, if you're transitioning to stainless steel, you need to do your research. Stainless steel holds in a lot of flavor. However, they're a lot more finicky, and being able to tell the temperature when you can put food in there, because it can get really hot really quick, but the heat is evenly distributed. So I love my stainless steel. However, when I first got them, I immediately threw out all of my nonstick pans, and I had ruined eggs for months until I decided to Google how to cook an egg in a stainless steel pan.
Do you want to stir the onions and the carrots?
Sure.
One onion and carrots. I'm about to add them. Oh, yes. Oh, it's getting tasty up in here. By the way, the carrots, I didn't mention it earlier, peeled and finely diced. Then peas and cream will go next after we pull out these. So drain well.
Do I need to throw in the pasta?
Woo. Drain as much of the water out as you can, because mixing the water with the butter, not a great plan. It's as good as I'm gonna get.
Yep.
Fettuccine time. Philip, I'm not gonna break the pasta since you pointed it out last time when I did the marinara episode. This is for you, buddy.
You broke the pasta?
I broke the pasta.
Ah!
Like a jerk. Okay, so 15 minutes for the pasta. And then now we dropped in the broccoli and the asparagus. Time for cream and peas.
Alright, so go.
That was okay. 2 peas left behind.
Aw.
I'm gonna. We're doing garlic bread on the side. Yes, I bought it. Whatever.
We're tired.
We're tired. We're parents, dang. Well, she's a parent and I'm a godparent. I told you that thing was gonna go off when I was mid-sentence. Because every time I have set a timer on this show so far, it has gone off while I was mid-sentence.
Now, does that need to keep being on the higher heat, or do we turn it down low? Or bring it up to a boil, or bring it down low?
Medium heat.
Medium.
Great question. Bring to a simmer now that the peas and the cream are in there. I don't know if I know how to simmer correctly.
I will show you the simmer ways.
Because you bring it to a boil and then right out, like, and then you knock it down just below boil, right? That's a simmer.
So a simmer is, yeah, just a little tiny, like this right here is a simmer.
Okay.
This is not a full, like these big bubbles, that's the boil. The simmer are these little small ones here.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically you want to keep this from getting up to the boil or else it separates.
In my marinara episode, I thought I did that.
Mm-hmm.
But the end result didn't turn out the way it should have. So I'm like, maybe I don't know how to simmer? But you just described what I did, so I'm like,
So
no, I'm simmering correctly. I just.
All right, so with the marinara, what happened?
It was just super chunky. It wasn't like I've made marinara plenty of times, but it was like more saucy.
Okay.
This was like a chutney almost.
Wow. So maybe you just brought it down too much.
Maybe I brought it down too
Ooh,
much.
okay. So this is good now.
Ooh, it's getting a film.
Getting a film into a simmer, and now we're just
Really
gonna
excited about this.
bring that back down to medium low heat and let it.
Is this gonna be big enough for the 2 pounds of pasta?
Nope, but I got something else that can work.
Cool. That is so nifty. Look at her strainer. By the way, Santa Barbara has horribly hard water.
Yes.
But look at the pretty leaves in the strainer.
Yes.
Ooh, shiny.
Too shiny.
I'm gonna stir this one just because I haven't stirred this one yet. Oh my gosh, butter and cream is just so tasty. Oh, I love that smell. This feels like a really French Italian dish.
It really does, yeah. Especially with the asparagus and the peas, like, it's something I would definitely see in a French dish as well. But, you know, we're putting pasta in it, so.
So it's
Italian.
So it's actually kind of funny that your daughter is teething right now. Because we're gonna
Like someone finds it funny.
well, in context of this show, because we're gonna watch the pilot while we're eating this. There's always a part of my show where I reference why am I cooking this.
Ah, yes.
So we're doing it now, right now.
Cool.
In the pilot episode, Carmela and Tony go out to eat.
Our existence on this earth is a puzzle. My own daughter hates me.
She doesn't hate you, Carm.
We were best friends.
Mothers and their daughters. She'll come back to you.
Dad! I brought you my Primavera. It's your favorite.
Who is it?
Christopher.
But Meadow is the daughter, and her and Carmela are not getting along at all. Because Meadow's a bitchy teenager at
Fair.
this point. And so it's just kind of funny that this scene that we're doing, I'm cooking this dish with a mom whose daughter is teething.
Yep.
And it's just being a pain in the ass right now.
Yep.
And in the show, in The Sopranos, Meadow is just being such a pain in the ass for Carmela. So look at all this teenage stuff that you have down in the road to look forward to.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Fine, I'm taking this
Ah.
last one. You're a classy broad.
I'm a classy broad. Yeah. Look at this beautifulness.
Good, darling, good.
We still haven't added salt or pepper to this, right?
Yeah.
So that was also in the list of ingredients that I didn't read off because she's fancy and she has these super awesome salt and pepper grinders for freshness. And they weren't on the cutting board when I was listing out the ingredients. But yes, salt and pepper to flavor. And now, time to get the pasta off. I don't know if y'all could have seen any green tint in that water.
Just a little bit.
So hopefully the pasta absorbed some of that vegetable goodness without rinsing off the pasta. All right. It's great cooking with friends because it's fun, but also because I'm not a human octopus and maybe, okay,
All right.
sometimes you miscalculate and that's okay.
And 2 pounds of pasta turns into a mountain. That's all right.
Probably we should have.
We can
what's this?
still.
We still can.
I think we should. Yeah.
All right.
Not cold. If you'll lift
All right.
it, Kyle. There we go. And actually, this will help it mix. See how that works.
Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. Like Bear Grylls says, adapt, improvise, overcome. Like Dave Chappelle says, modern problems require modern solutions.
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna twirl it all up in here.
Do you want to bring me? Do you want me to bring over the Parmesan basil?
Yes, please. Technically, the basil was supposed to be added in before this step,
Oops. Well, I mean,
and we were drinking and forgot about it.
here.
But yeah, go for it.
Better late than never.
But the basil being the delicate flower that it is, I'm gonna get comments. It's not a flower, it's a leaf. I know, I'm just using the expression.
But it does flower.
There we go. Basil being as delicate as it is, you don't really want it to be on the heat portion for that long. And so the basil is getting mixed in, put it in. Now, my lovely assistant is going to add in the Parmesan.
Set up and I'll put in the rest.
There we go. And that melts into it while it's still warm. Oh God, this is smelling so good. Time for more wine. As soon as my assistant, who's walking back in now, comes in.
I am here.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna do the muscle work
There we go.
because she's classier than me. She has a fancier dish than I do to present. And I always spread that extra veggie on top. Our basic rule of cooking between Chrissy and I. Some cheese is good, more is better.
I think more is mandatory.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Fettuccine Primavera.
Ooh, that looks amazing.
We can Lady in the Tramp it, but I get to be the lady.
You know, I make no promises, although you are a lady. He's one of the girls. And it's okay. It's in the best way.
This is why people think I'm gay.
You know? Ooh, look at this.
This is everything my heart hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm.
You had me at hello pasta. Springtime, just got that much better. So if you haven't swung by your local farmer's market, highly recommend it.
This is amazing.
I could totally do I could do this every Meatless Friday for Lent next year. Except for the Fridays that I'm doing eggplant parmesan. Good.
I mean-
Or, why not both?
Or both. Ooh.
Actually, if you aren't eating meat, then a great thing that would go on the side is my ginger ale barbecue duck. How do you make that? Tune in next week to find out. Thanks for joining me, Chrissy. Thank you.
Cheers.
Matt, thank you for letting me use your kitchen and your wife.
Ooh, let's bring in the baby though. We'll make it really brief.
You.
All right.
Anyways, until next week, enjoy. Manja.